You're live. We just had a first cat featured on the stream. Right. Tell me all about Jony Ives. Let's see. So Jony Ive just partnered with OpenAI. Johnny AI? No, Jony Ive. He first built his design firm after Apple called Love Form. Then they recently made another firm called IO. I don't know much details about it. And OpenAI has acquired IO and love form. Something a lot of stuff is happening over here. We don't know why they created two firms. We don't know why OpenAI only acquired one firm, but yeah, $6.5 billion, and that's specifically for AI and hardware. Include London, British American Industrial, British World Particular Apple, monostatic functionality, creating environment, there's some luxury made six for technique, follow, when followers engineering first and that is very interesting how things are made. Knows what succeed on secondary school. Sinfield Foundation School later Walden. He knew he wanted to design, though he wasn't sure what cars, furniture, jewelry, or boats all intrigued him. Original cars initially wanted him to go automotive design, but he found the culture of car design, which is like one of the Royal College of Art, off-putting. Obsession into room noises while sketching. Industrial design. Moved to MBA University, graduating with a BA in 89. Especially the most functional bars design tradition. Functional bars design tradition. Tell me more. Tighter rounds. Okay. Foundation has philosophy, systematic approach. Survival adapting to a product design, whatever. Only technical and drawing skills inherited from his father shown through the exploring technology's potential, emerge, form, and function. Engineering, land-based design from where he program everything from coins to microwaves. 90. Apple once showed him with mission tangible design new laptop. His work impressed him. 92. At age 25, he joined Apple's industrial design club in Cupertino, California, relocating from the UK. The continuation happening in message pad 110, however. So he wasn't lucky he was building his own design startup. He put his work out there and they found it. They pulled him out to Cupertino. Information happening in message pad 110. Message. Let's see. Let's see. Images. All right. Okay. Okay. First design project. Okay. Focus on profit only. Design in the early 90s frustrated I nearly quit. Hmm. You've been through the commercial failure, earned him design awards, and a place in the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art's permanent collection. Everything changed when Steve Jobs returned. Wow. Still for 5 years he was working without jobs. After 85 saw his potential and promoted him to senior VP industrial design. First major project in this role was 98 iMac G3. Tron's 98 G3. G3. Okay, this one. This is some colorful water design stock deposit with the beige boxes of the air. Became culture to non selling millions of signaling apples designed to run the vitals. Simplicity, intuitive usability. and this introduce which also call him spiritual partner. Mm. Unprecedented power, often overruling engineering or marketing decisions. Rare in tech. Wide minimalist design, interior scroll wheel, it would have been iconic. In the button sleek glass, unified smartphones, and even the tablet. G4Q power back. G4Q. Okay. Mac G4Q. Interesting. G4Q. Hmm. Watch bonds, elegant user experience, swift flatter, less skeuomorphic design. Many Apple stores worldwide. Secret of tinted windows restricted access US Wi-Fi without never entering. Teamwork to uh, teamwork to techno music, poorly turning it up to drown job techniques. Flash with colleagues like Job, Rubin style and Scott for first job, consistently packed in. Butterfly, sleepover. Moving boats with their devices spark controversy prioritizing formal function, though they often set industry trends. Making design opposite 2015 stepping back from day-to-day management and human control. In terms of that, it's one of the Thompson is covering hardware, software, packaging, work owned him equity to the owner of the year as a design museum, 6 and 80 block pencils, unity block pencils. What's that? Unity block pencils. E and 80 represented the very best designer advertising. Many pencil remains the pinnacle of many peer reviews and work it celebrates, inspires, publishers to debate, copy, and references excellence as the industry's finest and most historic treasures. D and 80. Okay. White. Future impact. New blood of that. Hmm. Registered charity. Company limited. England. Okay. BBC poll naming him the most influential person in British culture. Knighted. KPE 2012 appointed a royal designer for industry and named an honorary fellow of the Royal Academy of Engineering. Departure from Apple 2019 after research university left to found love from. Video collector with designer Mark Newson. Initial slide partnership ended 22 reportedly 400 million line life to work with competitors. From Pizza San Francisco collaborates with brands like Ferrari, Airbnb, OpenAI. That's the website. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Video collector. No. Critics, artists, engineers, filmmakers, graphic designers, industry designers, interaction designers, motion designers, musicians, sound designers, typed designers, writers, found by Jony Ive with Mark Newson. Was a designer born in Denver, California in 92 in John Apple. As chief design officer, responsible for the design of hardware, user interface, packaging, and user architecture projects. Richard Partner saying, the difference that Jony has made not only at Apple but in this world is huge. A unique partnership defined a profound and enduring cultural legacy. The design of iconic and category defining products. With more than 14,300 design utility patents uniquely spanning both hardware and software. A body that was Society of Arts Benjamin Franklin Medal 2004 described as one of the most influential individuals in modern technology and presented with the Professor Stephen Hawking Fellowship in 1996. Thomas Johnson, Knight, and Human Bias. I created criteria film. He was creative. He was written for a designer on Knudsen. Oh well, he has his own website. 2004, he co-founded engineering and product development company connected to creating AI-based products in close collaboration with both Love Firm and OpenAI. There's a lot of this one being surfaced. Spark, Newson. Well, Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. Cabinet of Curiosities. Newson works. Binoculars. E4. E4. Okay. Something to do with sailing. Okay. E4. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. We call it Cabinet of Curiosities. US signed to public tour of the Tokyo Pilot. Wow. Redesigned toilet. Intense exhibition. Glass Blue Edition. Using pasture. Cubus. Cubus. QBO. Okay. Very interesting. Ground store design, California College of the Arts. Philanthropy includes raising millions for R80 through charity auctions such as one of a kind, like camera design with Newsom. Edwina Pegg, writer and historian whom we met in high school, they married in 87 and have twin sons living in San Francisco. Intensely traveled, avoiding into the use of keeping his work secret against their family. Is a car enthusiast, often seen at events like the Goodwood Festival Speed. Is a car enthusiast, often seen at events like Goodwood Festival Speed. Okay, Goodwood Festival of Speed. Okay, okay. Shootout, Shootout 22. There's a Lambo, there's a Porsche there. Okay. And once considered automotive design, his net worth estimated at 700 million, with a 70 million San Francisco home, significant Apple stock holdings. Personalities common collaborator, though he's uncompromising on design. He's influenced by these arounds less but better. ethos, and asserted music like John Digweed's techno, and integral his creative process. Life in seven songs away, songs shaping his life from just interesting to see. Shaped the iPhone, seven songs shaped him. And then ABE sound lab after. The executive team in the lab where the iPhone Nano was developed. He wrote the music provided by John Digweed at placement of the majority of Apple employees were not allowed access to supposedly guarded lab space. Not to be the richest or the most senior figure in this, but he was certainly be one of the most influential man who designed the iPhone. When the time comes when Steve has to step down as CEO, would be an excellent candidate for the position, justifying the statement by saying that he embodies Apple's perhaps most famous design, succeeded by Tim Cook, the company's former COO. Mm. Legacy and impact. $3 trillion market cap at its peak by prioritizing user experience over metrics. Minimalist aesthetics, sleek, intuitive human centric, the standard across tech, fashion, and architecture. Critics argue his ultra minimalist iOS and redesign stripped of the responsive detailing, forcing them to spend years refining it. Influences ended undeniable. Ultra minimalist and then redesign. Yeah, likewise. So that they took it to the other extreme over here. Responsive detailing, because performances check inspired generation designers. Whose work still pushing boundaries, blending AI with human centric designs. Legacy is not just the products, but a philosophy. Great design isn't what features, but how it feels to use something. I haven't talked to anybody about what we are doing for years, hinting at more responsibility work to come. Uh, it's very interesting to be just extremely secretive about your work. I was born this day. Some products he designed include AirPods, Apple Watch, iPad, MacBook Air, iPhone, iPod Mini, and Mac G4, G4Q, iPod, G3, Message Pad. Being a better industrial designer, but start anywhere else except Jony's biography. What about his skills allowed him to get that position of the emotional basics behind a good design that you want as a refined textbook like Fidget Factor? Also goes in depth about nuance, concepts of ID that generally factoring advanced beside Apple first. Something like what Tony Boyd design really cared about ID. Learning what goes into making a objects makes you appreciate more if you are not designing a product, which is why I did I read just to enjoy art more. That's the kind of detail that turns an ordinary part into an artifact. It make the Macintosh page, initiating a trend that will last 20 years. As Sony would do in the next generation, and Apple Jobs paid close attention to every detail. Even the mouse was designed to reflect the shape of the computer with the same proportions and a single square button that corresponded to the shape and placement of the screen. The power switch was put around the back to stop it being switched off accidentally, especially by curious kids. And I thoughtfully put a smoothie around the switch to make it easier to find by. These grades made him eligible to apply for Oxford or Cambridge, the best known of the universities having been interested in studying to be a car designer. He also considered Central St. Martin's College of Arts and Design in London, one of the world's leading art and design schools. And he visited the place and seemed to be good. So all the other students too weird. They were making boom noises as they did their drawings. His hero was Dieter Rams. Yes, the documentary This is really good and have no fiddle factor. So engineers can do things. Okay. And his influence and Jony. Alright. We'll also look into doing some interesting reviews from Jony I's biography. That'd be cool. That would be cool. All right. Functional and fiddle factor. Fiddle factor. What is fiddle factor? We'll look into that. We'll look at the here rise at Apple. Functional bonds design traditions. Actually, let's see if we've got more interesting stuff over here. It is only a brilliant industry designer who God. Jobs' attention, he promoted him to VP, senior VP of design. Together, they would revolutionize not just products, but how they're presented. So the founder never coded, never chased you. Session results, we don't, and we don't. All other software design as a job, he saw it as an art. Statistical details of this deemed insignificant. Go over corner to click off a button. As this shared fanaticism for perfection. Mm. People had over 40 products in most sprint selling. Made a beeline out for showing that now it's focused only on the products that matter. Innovation need to come. Power move from OpenAI's all from the legendary Jony joins the team. Jony was the designer behind. Check it out. Power move. I've always known Jony have the mind behind the iPhone. Da, da, da. Stage how we interact. This company's merging with OpenAI. Feels like this time something big, a new wave or something. Curious to see what comes next. This is very interesting. Like this is the exact same thing that happened with Apple, where Johnny have had a startup as a kind of design firm working with different companies. They were Tangerine. They worked with Apple, and Apple's like, "Hey, you're great. Just come join us." And that's exactly what happened now. He's working on Love From, working on different things, working on different agencies, and then OpenAI's like, "Hey, come work with us. Join us." It's keeps repeating itself. The most important company at that time was Apple. The most important company now is OpenAI. Okay. Was design tradition originating from the German art and design school. Biggest spots. Foundation influence in modern design, including his work. Functional minimalist interdisciplinary approach. Unify art, craft, technology in response to industrialization. Walter Gropius, Weimar, Germany. Post-war, post-World War One, rebuilt society through design that was accessible, practical, and aesthetically refined. Three cities, Weimar, Dessau, Berlin, shut down by Nazis, who deemed its progressive ideals degenerate. Globally, emigrated, shaping modernist design. Demonizing effects of mass production. Mm. Embraced industrial materials and processes, seeking to create objects that were both beautiful and useful in the modern age. Art into industry. Core principles. Form follows function. Form follows function. Design prioritizes utility. Object shape would derive from its purpose, not ornamental flourish. Tubular steel for strength and simplicity, affecting its structural needs. Minimalism. Eliminate unnecessary elements to achieve clarity and elegance. Clean lines, geometric shapes, neutral or primary colors, avoiding decorative axis. Truth to materials. Steel, glass, concrete, and wood are used honestly, showcasing their natural properties rather than disguising them. Barcelona chair. Leather and chrome's inherent qualities. Mass production accessibility. Created for industrial manufacturing to make high quality goods affordable to the masses, democratizing good design. Integrated architecture, furniture, typography, textiles, and more, training students to work at cross disciplines. Holistic approach ensured cohesive design systems. Total work of art. All elements of a design, structure, furnishings, typography should harmonize to create a unified experience. Key features and aesthetic. Circles, squares, triangles dominate, reflecting mathematical precision and universality. Placing traditional materials like ornate wood or stone, industrial materials. Functional typography, sensory fonts like those designed by Herbert Bayer. Legibility, clarity, influencing modern graphic design. Modularity, standardization, human-centered design. Influence, simplicity, and minimalism. Single button design, IMAX leak untethered from Echo. Less is more. Broad design heavily influenced by Barnes. Inspiration. 10 principles of good design. Good design is as good design as possible. What Scrollwheel was intuitive and purposeful, designed to make music navigation seamless, much like polished objects. Recognize usability. Similarly, the MacBook Air's thinness served portability without sacrificing performance. Aluminum, glass, stainless steel, and Apple products highlights their inherent textures and durability akin to Boss's honest material expression. The unibody aluminum MacBook carved from a single block exemplifies this. Apple's hardware, software, packaging formed a cohesive experience. Apple's shoes minimalist glass and steel, aesthetic mirrors, Boss, architecture's clarity, industrial production, scalable yet retained a crafted feel, being with the goal of accessible design. Mm. The iPhone's precision, engineered components reflect Boss's embrace of industrial process. International style architecture, Mies van der Rohe's Seagram building and modernist graphic design. Its principles underpin brands like IKEA, functional, affordable furniture, and tech companies like Apple, where design drives innovation. Also shaped design education with its workshop-based model adopted by institutions like IS framework to make technology approachable and intuitive. Humanize industrial products. So it's like a good balance between products that are built for scale but also have the crafted feel. Obsession with details, chamfered edges, seamless joints, just chamfered edges. Okay, okay. Chamfered edges, parallels, pauses meticulous craftsmanship within industrial constraints. Dieter Rams, German industrial designer born in 32, influential figures in modern design. Let's see his photos. So we know who he is. Dieter Rams, born in 1932, 93 years. Wow, he's still alive. Amazing, amazing. Dieter Rams, Rams only years. Designing for Witzel since 50s. Philosophy, increasing irreversible shortage of natural resources. Good design can only come from an understanding of people. Indeed, everyone to take more responsibility for the state of the world around them. I imagine the current situation will cause future generation to shudder at its thoughtlessness in the way in which we today fill our homes or cities. Chaos of stupid junk. Ever since Rams has been an outspoken voice calling for an end to the era of wastefulness and to consider how we can continue to live on a planet with finite resources. We simply throw everything away. Work has been widely exhibited worldwide via both touring and permanent exhibitions. He and his late wife established the Rams Foundation to promote their dearly held views and to encourage all of us to live more serene, protected for future generations. The original with and principles living better with less that last longer. At 57, I began to develop a storage system by following the basis of the company mentioned. 159, my design is ingrained in the company and principles. Using concern by the state of the world around you and impenetrable confusion of forms, colors, and noises. People significant contribute to the world. He asked himself at one question is design good design? His answer expressed in his 10 principles for good design. Innovative, radio, phone, combination, possibilities for innovation are not by any means exhausting. These often new opportunities for innovative design, but innovative design always develops in tandem with innovative technology and can never be an end in itself. Product useful, multi-purpose, stickers, juicer. We use especially quickly and morally functional, also psychological and aesthetic. Emphasizes the usefulness of a product whilst disregarding anything that could possibly detract from it. Good design is aesthetic. Quality of a product is deep integral to its usefulness because products we use every day affect our person and our well-being. Only well executed objects can be beautiful. Well executed objects can be beautiful. Product understandable. World receiver. Clarifies the product structure. Better still, it can make the product dark because it is self aesthetic, product useful, innovative, unobtrusive, lighter. Hmm. Fulfilling a purpose are like tools, they are neither decorative objects nor works of art. The design should therefore be both neutral and restrained to leave room for the user's self-expression. Unobtrusive. Tools, they are neither decorative objects nor works of art. Good design is honest, flat loudspeaker. It does not make a product more innovative, powerful, or valuable than previous. It does not attempt to manipulate the consumer with promises that cannot be kept. Long lasting. It was being fashionable and therefore never appears antiquated. It lost many years, even in today's evolving society. Or down to the last detail. Brawn. Nothing must be arbitrary or left to chance. Care and accuracy in the design process show respect towards the user. Environmentally friendly. Energy sharing system. Mm. Important contribution to the preservation of the environment, conserves resources and minimize physical and visual pollution throughout the life cycle of the plant. Agricultural development is possible. Well, this be better. L2 speaker. Less but better. These principles can be shared accurately and fairly under the Creative Commons license. Less but better because it concentrates on the essential aspects. The products are not burdened with non-essentials. Practicality, back to simplicity. Subscribe to my occasional newsletter. Slide table, share program, universal shelving system, user rounds. Germany graduating for 53, joined Braun, German consumer electronics company, 55, became its chief design officer from 61 to 95. So very similar story than Jony has. Jony joined Apple, Dieter Rams joined Braun, designed iconic products, radio phonograph, pocket radio, universal shelving system, calculator, Dietrich, Loops, furniture designs for Witzel. Notably, the chair program further cemented his legacy. Utilitarian branding a symbol of modernist design on products. So Braun is like Dyson. Braun. Interesting. Emphasizing clarity, usability, and industry elegance. Owning permanent spots in collection like the Museum of Modern Art remains a design domain principles guiding contemporary designers. Innovative, useful, aesthetic, understandable, and obtrusive, honest, long lasting, down to the last detail, environmentally friendly, ethical design as possible. But better, vinegar, ember reject ornamentation and complexity. With bosses, forms, functionalities, minimalism, functional clarity, material honesty, precision, craftsmanship, user centricity, natural extension, natural connection to data realms. Openly cited realms as a primary influence. Touchstone, during his studies, inspired curriculum introducing to bronze products, drawn to Ram's ability to make technology approachable and elegant, a go-to pursuer of Apple. Radio Rams and his team at Brown achieved was so remarkable, so cohesive, and so consistent across so many products. It's an inspiration. Radio Rams Atelier, radio, reference, setting, design, understand tactile, visual, logic. This was beautiful with the speakers. forward data ramps as of design as possible. Monograph as Sophie Lowell, clarity and purity, possibility to create objects that feel inevitable. Studio kept raw products on display serving as constant reference. A teenager to be filling with a hairbrush. Everyday objects were made thanks to his father, Elizabeth, who taught design technology. One little moment came at age 15 when I was brushing his hair and became fixated on the hairbrush's design and was struck by how it felt intuitive yet was clearly the result of deliberate craftsmanship. Lifelong obsession with the interplay of form and function, leading into sketch designs constantly. I realized he wanted to create objects that were both useful and beautiful. Early curiosity foreshadows his ability to transform mundane tech like computers into desirable objects like iMac, nearly quitting Apple before his big break. At 25, company was struggling, churning out uninspired beige boxes under cost-cutting leadership. Seriously considered quitting. Stifled working on projects like the Apple Newton, which, despite earning design awards, flopped commercially. Robert Brunner convinced him to stay, promising better days. Scott and I was chatting during a studio visit where I was sketching a translucent computer prototype, promoted him on the spot. Within a year, I delivered the iconic iMac G3, cementing his role as Apple's design visionary. Near exit underscores how close the world came to missing Al's transformative impact. Secretive design studio and techno soundtrack. Portraits of creativity with frosted windows, restricted access, even Steve Jobs needed permission, and a vibe more akin to a nightclub than a corporate office. He worked to a constant techno soundtrack, tracks by DJ John Digweed. Into John Digweed. Okay, okay, okay. Feel the creative flaw. Jobs was it I want to right away follow John Digweed. Steve. And Jobs visited to critique design. He would mischievously crank up the music to drown out his voice, playful rebellion against his intensity. Part lab, part art space reflected his belief that great design required immersion, free from corporate bureaucracy. The secrecy also extended to his family, his wife. Never set foot in the studio, highlighting Ives' compartmentalized life, his birth, and drunken celebration. Development was a high stakes gamble. This is beautiful. Art lab, art space reflected Ives' belief that great design required immersion, free from corporate bureaucracy. Secrecy also extended to his family, his wife, where they would never step foot in the studio, compartmentalized life. Development was a high-stakes gamble, and I was at its heart, sketching a single button glass printed device that felt like a lustrous, magical jewel. One night in 2004, to break through the design process, I and his team went to San Francisco bar to celebrate. They got so drunk that I usually so ended up locking himself in the bathroom, able to figure out the door's mechanism in his inebriated state. His colleague had to rescue him, and they laughed at us as a rare moment of levity in their grueling work. All this showcasing his camaraderie with the steering wheel Prussian plan of its creation, which launched defense over redefined technology. Passion was two jobs about life. Okay, intense mutual respect but occasional friction. Design of Power Mac G4 Q sleep playlist computer. That's just crazy. Like a fight happened on a product that is still relevant today. Wow. And it's computer that was more art than practical product. So some of the handles, but deal and jobs suggested a specific other. Protector whose design vision disagreed and the argument escalated until I dramatically pulled a knife from his pocket. It really carried for prototyping and jokingly threatened to cut jobs who didn't back off. And they compromised. But the story reveals Ives' fierce commitment to his craft and his ability to hold his own against Jobs' domineering style. The commercial period became a cult classic for its bold design. Uh, it's it's Lendo. He's on an Apple Park from a hospital bed, battling a serious illness, reportedly pneumonia, hospitalized but refused to pause his work. Features the timing of it, was very revealing. architectural models and sketches. Collaborating with Norman Foster's team to refine the campus's circular glass wall design. His vision was for a human workplace with natural light, greenery, and open spaces to foster creativity. Insistence on perfecting details like the curvature of the glass panel, while critically ill underscores his relentless drive. This is a testament to Ives' architectural ambition, blending his tech design principles with Bauer's inspired clarity. Clarity camera. Morris' design passion collaborated with friend and love from co-founder to create a one-of-a-kind Leica camera. Clarity finding aids, single aluminum block, 21,000 laser drilled holes, months to perfect, and a functional work of art. Sold for 1.8 million, with I personally donating 250,000 to cover production costs, ensuring all proceeds went to Red. And they were designed for a cause, turning a camera into a symbol of hope. Like uh, Jony. Mm. Uh, car crash. The she was responsible for cars nearly caused him dearly in the early 2000s. Asking Martin leaves nine okay, from Apple for his knighthood. Asking Martin leaves nine crash in a fury after the totaled the car. He had minor injuries but was shaken. Later, reflecting that the experience deepened his appreciation for life and design's role in making them meaningful. Fury's interest in automotive design was resurfaced in 21 when Love formed partnered Ferrari to explore electric vehicles. This brush with mortality adds a layer of urgency was to create objects that resonate emotionally. Love from Ferrari. What does this say? Makes of Ferrari and Love from announced creative long-term collaboration, excellence of creative projects. First EV versus on the analog device and digital product once the same touch on Ferrari's first electric vehicle. Rather than what the physicality of what that means is something that Johnny was very clear about. Something really, really different. We don't know what the car is. Ferrari first EV, the Electrica, the Electrica, the Electrica Ferrari. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. These choice minimize fill factor. Designer engineering uses are tended to excessively adjust in hospital, brought due to its complexity, exposed controls, or lack of interior design. Looking up any really about degree to which a product invites unnecessary user interaction or tweaking, often because its interface is cluttered, overly complex, or poorly optimized. It started by adjusting settings or features instead of using the product seamlessly. Counter to I's approach, influenced is intuitive and unobtrusive design to minimize friction. No fear factor because they're immediately understandable and require minimal tweaking to function effectively. Too many buttons or menus might have a high fiddle factor as users constantly adjust settings to get it to work as intended. Thorough detail and user-centric focus. Controls were carefully curated have one user digital crown instead of multiple buttons, simplifying interaction with maintaining functionality. Obtrusive design avoidance. Screws and seams the screen used for opening or tinkering with the hardware, unlike home-based pieces that need modification. Simplicity and intuition, good design is as little as possible. Creating the need to navigate corridor menus or physical keyboards, which older devices demanded. He rejected early prototypes with complex button layouts, insisting on a wheel that felt natural, reducing the urge to over-manipulate the device. Total disdain for designs for that invite unnecessary tinkering. Butterfly keyboard ultra thin. Aesthetics and minimalism led to reliability issues, frustrating users who had to fiddle their pair of workarounds. Pushing simplicity inadvertently increase the fill factor of engineered products. Modern parallels. Medical. Medical. What is the product life from OpenAI might be working on? Collaboration overview, hardware device, initially startup named IO, acquired May 25, 6.5, B, all stop deal, remains independent, but takes on significant creative and design responsibilities for both IO and OpenAI's broader product ecosystem. Now integrated includes former Apple designers like Tang Tam, former VP of iPhone and watch design, Evans Hankey, a successor at Apple. Hmm. Alongside about 55 engineers, scientists, and researchers, this green team leverages decades of experience from Apple's iconic product development. The project has received significant private funding with contributions from Ive himself and Lauren Powell, Jobs Immersion Collective. Potential $1 billion investments from SoftBank's Masayoshi Son, though his involvement wasn't confirmed. The Little Fox Theater in San Francisco's Jackson Square was 60 million to house the project adjacent to Love From's office. Reimagining interaction, less socially disruptive. Computing experience from the iPhone potential moving beyond screens to reduce reliance on traditional displays. Social media has capabilities such as summarizing messages and some objects, complex requests, and travel booking to deliver a more intuitive, natural user experience. AI-native design, new family of products for the era of artificial general intelligence. Minimalist human-centric design philosophy. Decades of product categories like smartphones, allows sees a culmination of 30 years of design experience aiming to evoke delight, wonder, and creative spirit. The coolest piece of technology in the world will have ever seen. Best work a team has ever done. Screenless or no screen device. Minimize screen use, possibly resembling a voice-enabled AI assistant or wearable. Smartphone addiction, OpenAI's experiments with voice mode. Draw inspiration from devices like Humane AI Pen, info greater polish and functionality. Consumer device, iPhone of AI. What a groundbreaking consumer device that makes AI accessible as the iPhone made the mobile internet. Standalone gadget handling, task and messaging, visual intelligence, complex workflows, smart home personal assistant, parenting, and personal interaction suggests it's more likely a portable device in a stationary hub, privacy and on-device processing, user trust, and managed status, development stage, expected review 26, challenges, poor reviews highlighting the difficulty of creating compelling AI devices, track record and OpenAI's expertise aim to overcome these hurdles. The project's success is not guaranteed. Why it matters. Connection to federal factors, sentiment speculation, what we don't know, form factor, variable handling device, something entirely new, screenless focuses and region what very specific features, market positioning, integration with OpenAI.